What's up, everybody? Happy snow day. If you got some snow. We got some snow today. And look, I ain't mad at it. I had a few meetings that were canceled because of it. And now I'm about to, it's nice and cold. I want to cook something warm. What's going on, y'all? Let me know where you are from in the chat. Okay, I see you, Florida. So this is what y'all are going to do for me. Y'all are going to help me get through cooking all of this and chopping up all of my food that I got here. So right now, I'm peeling up my herbs. I'm going to put them in a little blender with my garlic. I already peeled that. Washed all my fruits and veggies. My veggies. So I'm about to chop all of this up. So all of that. And y'all are going to help me get through it. Okay? So it's going to go by real quick because y'all are here with me. All right, South Carolina, Delaware, Houston, New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Wisconsin. It ain't snowing in Boston. You are lucky because we got some snow down here now. It's not terrible though. Like, it's not really that bad. Thank y'all for everyone complimenting me, saying I look great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes. All right, so I am cooking a cabbage stew. So I'm using cabbage, red pepper, tomatoes, parsley, potatoes, carrots, onions, fresh herbs. And right now I have 2 pots going on. So I have a pot and a pan. So this is what I'm doing. So typically when I cook my stews and my soups, I like to pan fry and stir fry like the garlic and the onions and the peppers and stuff like that. And then I'm going to add directly into my broth. I already got the broth in here warming up. I'm going to chop up my potatoes and put that directly into the broth, along with the carrots and the tomatoes. So everything else I'm going to just start chopping it, putting it in bowls. I think I'm going to start with the stuff that's going in the pot first. So this is what I typically do. When my kids are here, we up in the kitchen, but I want to go live and I want to document the whole process, but they be hungry. So they be like, Mommy, we hungry. So I be rushing. So I just know I can't multitask to that level where I could make sure that they're good and then talk to y'all too. But today is a different story because it's Mommy's free week. So I'm going to talk to y'all while I'm cooking. So y'all have any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat and we're going to have a good time. How y'all doing today? How's everybody, y'all? Enjoying this new calendar year? Is it kicking off the way that you want it to? Today was really the first day people were back in the office and everything. So this fresh rosemary smells so good. Oh my God, it smells so good. It's amazing. It really smells good. I love fresh rosemary. I have been good. Thank you so much for asking, Marcy Boo. Yes, my hair is doing what it needs to do. It's locking and it's still doing what it needs to do. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes. So this is where I enjoy being in the kitchen. I enjoy cooking. And my 6-year-old son, we had cooked some fried oyster. We fried some oyster mushrooms the other day. And he was just like, Mommy, you need to be a chef. He was like, because your food is always good. And that means a lot when your children are complimenting your food. That definitely means a lot because you already know how difficult it can be to get children to eat and at that eat vegetables. So my children, they're really good eaters and they really enjoy veggies and things. But that's because as I raised them, I didn't offer them a lot of sweets and things like that. I always, I gave them fruits and veggies and I waited, until they were 2 to introduce sweets. So their palate was nice and established. And do I want to do this way? Because I do have a little chopper. Let me make life easier on myself. How about that? Look, I always forget that I have this. And I would typically just sit there with my knife and I'm cutting up everything. I'm used to being hands-on like that. But with these carrots, there's a bunch of them. So I'm just run them through this. And it'll make it a lot easier on me. If I can find where's the blade? Got it. So how y'all doing? My year's starting off well. I just gotten out of a long-term relationship and never felt more free. Let me tell you, that is just that is literally just where we are in history. It's the givers are no longer aligning with the takers. The empaths are separating from the narcissists. The people pleasers are continuing to please people who actually deserve it. So it's just like, it's the time that we're in. That's a good size, right? Look at that. Nice and thin. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these carrots up and make it easier on myself. And I could do a couple at a time. So yeah, the kids, it's their dad's week. So they're with him. I'm going to make sure I don't cut myself up though while I'm talking to y'all. Oh, thank you. I love you too. I was so proud of you when listening to your interview. My heart melted listening to you. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry for the sound. If this sound is too distracted, I can just cut it up. No, I'm not in Florida. I'm in Maryland. So, yeah. That looks a little too thin. Let me make this a little thicker. Cause I like when my veggies have a little like, yeah. I'm gonna do this thickness. I like when they're not, I don't want them to be like mushy, you know? Inside of there. The kids are great, you know. My babies, you know, they're so mature and they're so they're very wise. I'm gonna just cut these by hand. They're very wise. I love having conversation with them. My children are not to be bullied. Let me tell you, I would never have to worry about them being bullied because they will let you know exactly what time it is and how they feel about it. And I love that they don't shy away from what they feel. You know, they command respect. They give respect in their delivery. I love how they are very open-minded. They know how to very articulately tell you how they feel. You know, like they're excellent. Like I'm very proud of them. They make me happy every day. Do you still go to your hometown? I do. Just not as often. You know, if there's like something going on, if like, you know, like a family event or something like that, or if I'm going to see family, then I typically get up there. Yep. Yes. Oh, thank you so much to everybody complimenting my home. Thank you, Chantel. I appreciate it. Yes, I've been in my home for almost, well, no, actually it's been over a year. I bought it almost 2 years ago. So everything is well. I love it here. I really do. Like, I love the peace that's here. I call my home my safe haven. And when I tell y'all, it literally is a safe haven. Like, don't no BS go down up in here. I don't tolerate it. I don't even let the energy be entertained up in this space. I keep it nice and clean and clear here. And you can feel it when you walk through the door. My kids always compliment the energy here. They love it. They love it. You just feel at peace and all of that. So yeah, I'm cooking a cabbage stew. So I'm using cabbage, carrots, tomatoes, onion, potatoes, red pepper, garlic, fresh herbs, and I think I said everything. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Every time I hear Busta Rhymes, I think about you. That's hilarious. Oh, wow. I wish I could get to Maryland strictly for crab cakes and to see that bridge. Oh, yeah. The crab cakes, you already know how the Maryland blue crab is down by the harbor. You can get some really good seafood and everything. If that's what you're into. Yep. What kind of broth? It's a veggie broth. So it's a veggie broth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. Is that bridge that collapsed being rebuilt? I have no idea. You know what's crazy? All the years I've been here, I've never taken that bridge, never seen that bridge. Don't even know where it is, to be honest. So no, I'm not sure about anything dealing with that. What do you use on your locks? I use herbal oils, just herbal oils, and I use I switch up products. It just depends on what my hair is going through and what it needs. I love spraying it with rose water. So I do that a lot. Any advice on starting a lock journey? Yes, do what makes you feel best. Do what makes you feel comfortable. I know for me, I started my lock journey with extensions, and that was the route that I chose to go. I had literally cut off all my hair. I cut it down to like 3-4 inches, you know, and then I started from there. And I did it that way because I really wanted to make sure that the texture was right. I wanted to start completely over. Y'all know how it is when a queen cuts her crown. It's because she's ready to kick some ass. That's because she is ready to go through a beautiful transformation. That means she is done with the shits. That means she is ready to evolve. Listen, so y'all already know. So yeah, so when I went through my lock journey, I started it with just cutting everything off. I just wanted to start my crown off very new. Yep. Yeah, it's been almost 4 years for me. It'll be 4 years this May 4th. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ashley Calloway. I appreciate you. I use my Flawless collection from my essential oils line. I have a essential oils company called Mila Eve Essentials, and I have a skincare collection, and those are the products that I use. So, do you miss meat? What type of meat are you talking about, my dear? Yes and no. I have been plant-based for some years now. I was able to wean myself off naturally. I didn't do the cold turkey thing, you know? So I kind of went through the process where I just weaned myself off. Like, I just stopped having the desire for meat. Now, the other kind of meat, I definitely still have quite an appetite for that. I'm just not having anything in that department happening right now, unfortunately, yet fortunately, however you want to look at it. But it's all good. People don't tell you about the drought that you go through after you get divorced. But I already know, like, when that time comes around for me, it's going to be incredible. And I am willing to wait. I have enough on my plate, and, you know, I don't need to be dealing with nobody's toxic meat right now, because I'm ready for the real deal. I ain't playing around with it. Y'all are funny. Oh my God. Yeah, no, quitting cold turkey I don't think is really fair to your body, because you got to understand that even though you are trying to do what's best for your body by, you know, eliminating, I'm gonna turn this way so I can walk down here, by eliminating, you know, certain things that you feel aren't healthy or you want to make a change, what you do have to remember is that although unhealthy, your body has operated on those things for a very long time. So you have to wean yourself so that your body doesn't go into shock, you know? And then also it's a life change. It's not a diet, you know? So for me, when I started making that transition off of meat, I knew that it was something that I wanted to be long lasting. So I didn't want to rush the process, and I wanted to show myself grace. So I gave myself a year. I said, I'm going to give myself a year to wean myself off of 2 things. And what I noticed was, because I showed myself grace and I said a whole year, say for instance, if I went 3 weeks and I didn't have any chicken, and then all of a sudden I got a taste for it and I eat a little bit. Now I'm not beating myself up because it's only been 3 weeks. I made it 3 weeks. Now I'm starting over. Not really. I'm giving myself the full year. So if I slip up and have some meat after a month, then I'm not really mad, because I'm like, I'm giving myself the full year. And I know it's like a mental thing, but for me, it really helped me, and it helped me to make that change. And then once I was done with it, I was done with it. Like, I don't even miss it. I don't have the desire for it. The smell of it is actually disgusting to me now. So I don't even like it. I was at a restaurant and they brought over some lobster or something. Now, and that's another thing too. When you stop eating meat, your nose is so much more in tune. So I can smell something and I can tell if it's bad. I can literally be like, you're not going to eat that. That's going to make you sick. That actually happened to a friend of mine. He was eating lamb. And as soon as they sat it down, he couldn't smell it, but I could smell it. And I was like, oof. I said, that smells bad. And he ate a little bit of it. And I was like, I'm telling you, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And he ended up not eating the rest. But when he got home, he ended up having a whole night on the toilet. So I'm sure he was hoping in that moment that he had listened. He was wishing in that moment that he had listened. But that's another thing about just like when you start changing your diet, your nose gets really in tune and you can immediately tell when something is just not good for you, you know, like right away. Did you do a detox? Absolutely. I definitely did a detox. Yep. Currently going through a drought myself, so cheers to that. Look, cheers to that. I mean, it is what it is. But here's the thing. It's all about rest and restoration right now, right? And then you just saving it all up. And when the time is right and that right one come along, oh, it's going to be a whole explosion. You going to have a good time. And you going to look at it and be like, you know what? I am grateful for the time that I fasted from that type of meat. And now I can go ahead and unleash the inner goddess in me and have the most cosmic explosion known to man. So sometimes it's good to just like, you know, do a little detox from the D. I'm in love with your kitchen. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm always in my kitchen. Yes. Oh, my sister's doing good. Monique, how did you learn how to fight? My mom grew up with all of us, me, my sister, we grew up with all like male cousins and stuff. My mom grew up with all her male cousins and stuff. And also my grandfather and my great uncle were both professional boxers back in the day. You know, Atlantic City, there was a lot of people boxing back then. So my grandfather taught my mom and her sisters how to fight. And then, you know, my mom did the same for us, only because we had moved. We were living in like a predominantly white neighborhood growing up when I was really young. So we went from like the predominantly white neighborhood to the hood, you know, and then I had gotten into a fight with this boy. This boy asked me to go with him. I'm in first grade, y'all. And I told him no. I mean, I'm new at the school. I don't know these people. And I'm like, go with you where? Like, no. And the little boy started hitting me. Started smacking me in my face repeatedly. And I didn't know what to do. I just stood there. Everybody in the whole playground came rushing over. They're like, fight. You know how it was back in the day. Somebody start fighting, everybody run around and gather around. But the difference here is that it was a boy that was way bigger than me. And I was a little girl. And nobody did anything. Nobody stopped, tried to break it up, nothing. Man, my mom and dad came down to that school and went off. So that night, my mom said, well, y'all in the city now. And I'm going to need to teach y'all how to properly defend yourself so that at least you'll know what to do if somebody comes at you crazy. And she just was like, I'm going to just give you something real basic. She said, you know, step on a person's foot because you want to keep them close to you. And you don't want them to get too far because if they get far, they might get more leverage on you. So if you bring a person in close, now you have more leverage. So she's like, step on the foot, grab their head, and just wear them out. So that's what she had taught us. And she was just like, you know, do that in case of emergency. And that was something that always stuck with me. And then she always just said, you know, always defend yourself, take up for yourself. I had a girl when I moved to another school who was like the school bully. And she was just like picking on me all the time. And my uncle was just like, look, if she keep messing with you because she's trying to make an example out of you because you're new to the school, he said, then if she gets in your face again, just tell her, if you get in my face again, I'm going to punch you in your face. And he said, then if she does it, that's on you. You're going to have to do something about it. So I said, okay. So a couple days later, I go to school. Here she comes again messing with me. She said, you know, she's all in my face. She's taunting, doing all of that. And I said, if you don't back up on my face, I'm going to punch you in it. Oh, you going to punch me in my face? You going to punch me in my face? Go ahead, do it. Do it. I cocked back and whopped her ass. And she left me alone. And we became friends from that point on. So I just like, I'm not condoning fighting. I'm condoning just like, stick it up for yourself. And sometimes people fight because they're insecure, or they start fights with you because they're insecure about something. And sometimes, like back in that day, people just be wanting to be your friend. And they don't know how to just say, hey, can we be friends? So they want to pick on you and bully you, you know? So that's my story. How do you feel about celibacy? Well, celibacy means that you ain't having sex at all. I am not here for celibacy. I had to learn the definition of and the difference between celibacy and abstinence. A friend of mine actually told me that there's a difference. And abstinent is when you're just abstaining from sex and you're just like, hey, for this period of time, I'm not doing anything. So right now I'm being abstinent, right? Celibacy is when you are like a monk or something and you're just like, I ain't ever having sex again. Like, I'm just absent. I mean, I'm just celibate. I'm done. So yeah, we typically will use that terminology incorrectly, but I am not here for abstinence. I'm not here for celibacy. Sorry. I'm not here for celibacy, but I am here for abstinence because, like, when you're an adult, you're supposed to have physical interactions. Like, hello, that's the best part of living. Is to find someone that you can connect with on that level and y'all can like have this sacred energy exchange. Like, come on, it's divine. So yeah. Oh, if y'all think I'm glowing now, oh, you just wait. You just wait. Oh, thank you. I got this robe from Thailand when I was there. Man, that was 8 years ago. Yeah, I bought this. I always try to buy something wearable from different trips, you know. All right, I'm gonna dump these potatoes in. All right, it's boiling over here. So that's good. I don't want it to boil too fast and get too hot, so I'm turn that fire down. All right, so next what needs to go in the pot, the tomatoes. So I'm getting everything that needs to go into the pot in the pot, and then I'm gonna stir fry, you know, the onions, the garlic, the red peppers, and I might even stir fry the cabbage a little bit, so we'll see. So now I'm working on, y'all are helping me get through this. I'm already on the tomatoes. So yeah, my first fight was with a boy. Isn't it always? Like, men just don't know how to just say I like you, you know? And then sometimes, some men, let me correct that, some men, not all men, but some men, you know, the wounded ones, and sometimes they don't just know how to just like approach you, and then they don't know how to just say, hey, I like you, and then they don't understand how to take rejection, you know? So that can be unfortunate, and a lot of times, especially if you're an 80s baby, you already know what I'm talking about. Because we were just raised in a different type of time, you know, like the way we knew a boy had a crush on us was if he picked on us. Isn't that weird? So abusive, so toxic. Yes. My first fight was with a girl who picked on me the whole year and I stood up and whooped her ass. Look, sometimes you just gotta do it. You always have the right to defend yourself, so good for you. That's a good story. Explains why I've never been involved in any fight as much as I wanted to. What's up, Nick? How did you get rid of sugar and how not to snack late? I get lots of late night sugar cravings. Okay, so let me tell you something about those late night sugar cravings. That's actually telling you that you possibly have a little parasitic activity going on. So that's what parasites like to do. They like to come out at night, and a lot of times, you know, that's what that can mean. Or it also means like if you're getting a lot of sugar cravings, you want to make sure that you don't have like an overgrowth of yeast in your body. Some people's body makeups are just different. Some people naturally have more yeast than others, you know. But when you are craving sugar, what you have to do is think about what likes to eat sugar. Yeast, parasites, all of those things, they like to eat on sugar. That's how they survive. And you get the craving because they're basically sending a signal to your brain, hey, feed me. Feed me. And guess what happens if you do a detox? You'll have the worst sugar cravings of your life because now they're desperately screaming for you to eat sugar so that they don't die. So just look at it like that. Can y'all see? Yeah, I'm over here chopping up tomatoes. Yes. Somebody said, I guess I'm a monk. Don't speak that on your life, girl. I'm definitely a monk. No, don't say it. No, don't say it. Don't speak that on your life. You can come out of the... So I was like, I know, right? Y'all see how offensive that can be? Flashbacks, right? I'm sorry. I'm so used to not having sex. I don't want to get used to not having sex, you know? But I definitely don't want to just have sex with just anybody, you know? So that's the thing for me. Now, if I was in my 20s, it'd be a whole different story. But I'm grown now, and I don't have that desire. I really just desire to be with my one, you know? My kids are 9. Well, my oldest is 11. His birthday's the end of this month. And my daughter's 9, and my youngest is 6. Yes, I'm trying to keep up with y'all's comments and also cook. What's up, Patty King? Any advice? I didn't see what you asked. Real estate. What advice? I'm sorry. 7-year month? 7 years? Oh, hell no. Hell no. No. No, 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 no. I won't ever go 7 years. Listen, I'm going to have to figure something out. Because ain't no way in the world. 7 years? Girl, you're not afraid your vagina gonna close up? We ain't doing 7 years. That's like doing time. Oh no. That's just no. No, honey, we gotta get you. We need an intervention. We need an intervention for her. Come on, Jasmine. We need an intervention for you, sis. Oh my God. Can drinking water help with the sugar cravings? Yes, it can, but also what helps with the sugar cravings is resisting the urge. Incorporate more veggies. Eat things that will kill the yeast and the parasites and all of that stuff. So what kills it is the healthy stuff, like the leafy green veggies and, stop eating the processed foods. Processed foods have a lot of sugar and it's just not good for you. And that's the stuff that those things thrive off of. So stop eating the processed foods. Also, just detox would be really good. Do a nice colon cleanse. Something that will get your system to flush out and clean out would be excellent. So, things like that would be really good. How can you check and see if your system doesn't process meat well? Well, you'll know it's not processing it well because you're not going to respond well to it, Or wait, what type of meat are you talking about here? Let me make sure I'm staying on subject. What type of meat are you talking about processing, sir? Please clarify in the comments. Because those are two different answers. I've been celibate for over 10 years. Oh. All right. I've always heard that people like that exist. I just didn't know if it was really true. I just can't imagine. Like I love intercourse way too much. It's so it's magnificent. I just not 10 years. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. My locks are palm rolled. Yeah, ginger tea is really good too. Chantel said this is such a good live. People like that exist. I'm sorry. I hope and pray I did not offend you with everything in me. That wasn't my intention. But that is wild. I just wow. But I've heard of people that just don't really like sex like that. Like I've heard of people that can just go without it. No, not at all. Now, even where I am now, this is the longest that I've ever gone without having sex since I lost my virginity. And it's not fun. But you do get to a point where you're not it doesn't really bother you. It's not at the top of my priority list right now because I have so many other things I'm focusing on. So I can see how the time could go by though. I can see how, now that I'm thinking about it, I can see how 10 years can go by. If you're a person that's busy, maybe even well off in your career doing things and, I can see how that time can just kind of creep by and you look up and it's been a decade. With no D. Wow. I just don't, I sincerely don't want that from my life. I just don't. So, I'm widowed. It's hard to move on. But man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My sincerest condolences to you. But you know what? It's worth waiting because at least when it goes down, it's going to be with someone who deserves you, who treats you like a desirable goddess that you are. And it will be like the best ever experience, It's a part of my spiritual journey and being obedient to God. Exactly. All right, lady 10 years. I commend you, sis. I commend you. No more 10 years don't creep up. Yes, and you were married. Real women with values don't just jump in bed with anyone. True that. But you do have some women out here who've been in great, in long marriages, left their marriage, and they just ready to get it going. But for me, I'm just on this mission of, I'm really on a mission of becoming the version of myself that has it all. And that's including love. The right love. That's including a love that respects me, that looks at me as desirable, that looks at me as the goddess that I am, and just treats me like a nice delicate flower, and I be trying to tell dudes, listen, because a lot of times people get into marriages and they get into marriages, and what happens is, they get into a marriage, and what happens is the sex just goes away. It's a complete drought within the marriage. And it's just like, what? That isn't even the point of being married. Hello, we're supposed to have very guiltless sex. Like, this is part of the point, right? But what happens is, for some women, what guys don't understand is that if you keep that woman soft and you keep her the delicate flower that she is, you better believe she's gonna keep you hard. And she'll shut you down. But what happens is the woman starts to harden because she is so stressed. And women, we just don't handle stress. We're not built for stress. We're more protecting the spiritual world, the nurturers. We're not built for stress. So if we have to constantly think about things, and if we're constantly feeling overwhelmed and stressed out in our minds, guess what? We're not going to have the sexual appetite that we had when we were in our youth. It's just not going to happen. You cannot make us hard or create an environment where we become hard and then expect us to keep you hard. That's just how it works. So, yeah. Whew, so yeah. But that's it. That's what you're going through. I was married for 13 years. I'm going to honor the second time. I know that's right. You going to find you a big old man. He going to be old Donkey Kong for you. By the time you get to him, he is ready. God is preparing you something that is going to just bend you over, and you ain't ever going to leave the house. You going to stay in the house for 10 years. God is coming, and he is going to restore you tenfold with 10 good inches. I'm cutting up, y'all. I'm cutting up. All right. Let me get back to preacher mode. Y'all gonna be like, this girl's off the chain. But I am. And this is just me. And I love being me. I love being silly. I love, life shouldn't be so stressful, right? Life is good. I like when life is good. I love to laugh. I love to clown. That's what I will always do. Ain't nothing about that ever gonna change with me. And I'm more so me now than I have been in a very long time. And it feels so damn good. It really does. Like, it feels so good. It feels good to be me. I like me. I really do. I'm a dope ass chick. I'm proud of myself. That's what I tell myself every day. Like, I done been through some things, y'all. I done been through some things. And it just shows how dope my God is. To have gone through and to be able to still come out and laugh and joke and glow and just smile and be happy. Like, man, listen. If y'all only knew. Which y'all will soon. Because I wrote a book. And that thing is going to come out. I'm going to just speak it. It's going to come out real soon. I'm fine-tuning it. And I'm making the decision of whether I want to self-publish or if I want to search for a publisher. So that's where I am. But the book is called Love Letters from Versions of Myself. And it's sort of a self-help memoir. So it's not like a tell-all book at all. It's not like that. But I do give you a lot of background of just my life in general, just so that you have a good idea of why I am the way I am. And I know a lot of people can relate to that. And then how I got to a place of acceptance with myself and love and self-love and just going through this whole self-discovery and then coming out even better on the other side. So that's what the whole thing is about. I got this one lock back here that's just like, there you go. So yeah, please make an Audible. Oh, I'm definitely going to have an Audible. And it's something that y'all can even start doing even now, is just start to write yourself love letters. That's what I did. Love letters to versions of myself. And I would write myself love letters. You know, we're always searching for love. We want the right one. We want that person that, you know, God made for us. And we want to do it right, especially if it's the second time around, right? And when you can write to yourself and pour into yourself, you become so much better and you attract who you are. So if you are better, you attract better, you know? So I'll tell y'all, I remember years ago, I had made a list of things that I wanted in a man. This was in my early 20s. I was very young and just very hopeful of love and just like super duper romantic. Like, I'm so romantic, y'all. Like, I can write you a love letter and a poem in 2 seconds. I can tell you how much I love you 1,000 different ways, not even using the same word twice. I love. So I made the mistake of writing a list of what I wanted in a man. Well, fast forward 20 years. Now I made a list of what I want to be. And I know, based on the law of attraction, that whatever I become, I attract. So if I am the things that I need to become the person that I want to be with, right? So if I have no love for myself and self-respect and all of that, then how am I going to just magically attract that? No, I'm going to attract lessons that will force me to become that. So I'm like, time out for the lessons. Let me just work on me. That's where I'm at. All right. We are moving and grooving, y'all. What's next? What do I want to do next?